This UK celebrity's downfall is absolutely wild. Hello you gorgeous donuts. Today we're going to be discussing the rise and fall of one of Britain's most notorious celebrities in the last couple of decades, Katie Price. Now, if you're not from the UK, you probably don't know who she is, so I'll explain it for you. She first became famous from being a model and also a page 3 girl. Like back in the day in the UK, in the newspapers, on the third page there used to be like a naked woman. I don't really know why that was a thing. Like if you think, do they still have that now? That's just such a weird thing that you can read a headline, open the first page, it can be about like window cleaning products, and then the very next page there's just a girl with her top off. Wild. Absolutely wild the British newspapers were. You'd be giving your granda the side eye like, wow, he's taking a long time on that page, isn't he? Page 3 ruined marriages, man. And as she became bigger as a model, she then went by the name Jordan, just like a singular name, as if she's like a Brazilian footballer or something. You know you're famous when you need to make aliases of yourself. And because her fame rose to such a high level, she actually got a lot of gigs on TV and also presenting roles. I've actually found some footage from her early interviews she conducted.
Change the subject. How do you keep your body so bloody fit? I starve myself. Oh, you're not a lettuce leaf eater, are you? No, I don't eat much. Not like myself, I breathe in all the time. I've got wings at the moment, actually. That's what I do. McDonald's, Chinese, Indian. So after tonight, after they're bored of me interviewing you, you're going to come and have a kebab? Yeah. Not only one kebab, but 2 kebabs. And a bag of chips.
It's so wild to see Katie Price look like that, because obviously you're going to see later in this video what she looks like now. It's almost like a different person, and she also acts totally different. Like here, she's very funny, she's very light-hearted, and I think this is also why she became hugely popular, because not only was she good looking, but she had like the personality to go with it as well. Like she rose to such a high stature of fame in the UK that even Kim Kardashian was a fan of this woman. Oh my god, Katie Price, aka Jordan, and her husband Peter are on my flight home from NYC. Imagine Kim Kardashian like fangirling over you, like freaking out so much that she has to write a tweet about it. That's when you know you've made it. Now, Kim mentioned Peter there, Katie's husband. That is actually Katie's ex-husband, who she met on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And this really blew the both of them up, kind of as celebrities.
Every day just get that little closer. What are we going to do? Shake. Remember the first day? Oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, this ain't going to happen. I was like, listen, calm down, all right?
No, it's not.
Look. No, we'll do it like this.
To be fair, that is absolutely brave, like going to kiss someone whilst you're in the jungle. Absolutely stinking. If you fancy someone in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, chances are that you're going to last a lifetime. If you're loving them at their worst, then oh my god, when they're at their best, it's going to be bliss. I would be hideous if I was on this show, genuinely. Like, even more hideous than I am now. I know that's hard to believe, guys, but it's possible. My psoriasis would be going bloody mental, man. Now, everyone that watched this show kind of rooted for both Peter and Katie, because that's kind of what happens when two people like meet on a show. People feel invested in their journey as a couple, and after they came off the show, they actually got multiple TV series around them from ITV2, and these became hugely popular. Like, I remember sitting down with my mum like after primary school and watching these shows at like 9 PM. Like, it's crazy, like the nostalgia when I was researching for this video. Now, I always remember people painting Peter Andre out to be like the angel in this relationship, and Katie Price was always like the bad guy. However, when I was researching for this video, I watched a few clips back, and I found that actually Peter Andre was just as bad as what people said Katie Price was.
Fuck! Okay, swear on your life, nothing crossed. She farted. Look at her. Look at the guilt on her. That is disgusting. Absolute vile. Atrocious.
I didn't fart, he's just saying that.
If he's not joking, that is very over the top to someone 40. Just gas leaving your girlfriend's bottom gets you to storm out the room. Oh my god. Can you imagine when something more serious happens? What happens when she pushes a baby out the front end? The bloke's gonna faint.
You bloody liar. Swear on
Really?
your life, nothing crossed.
Swear my life, nothing crossed, I have not farted.
Do you know what? I don't like you swearing on your life. That's bad. That's really bad.
Swear
You do
on
that.
my life over a fart.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't do that.
I haven't.
You're a liar, man.
Look at him. Look
No,
at that stroppiness.
it's fine.
Look. What are you touching over there, Pete?
I'm getting my laptop.
What, to go on Twitters? Yes,
Yeah.
I am. Well, we're taking the kids now.
Oh, well, when we do, oh, be ready. Piss off.
Take that back.
Why is he like a stroppy child because his girlfriend farted? Is that not a little bit too far? That seems a little bit toxic to me. Like, you're gonna have to, imagine your boyfriend was like this, you'd have to like go outside the room every single time you want to fart. Speaking of which, I remember seeing this clip where they were stuck inside a shop window because they were getting swarmed by their fans. And this one guy was like entertaining them just whilst they were kind of stuck there. And Peter Andre was getting really jealous because Katie Price wasn't like showing them attention.
When I was like 10.
Okay, so that's why you've got an American accent.
Yeah, I miss it. The Brits are the best. Just, I miss the pub.
You weren't that excited to see us when we came in.
No, probably because there's an entourage.
Oh, I don't know. A lot of my friends are celebrities, so I don't know. I know. But yeah, it's great to meet you.
You too.
Pete's getting bored and restless, and the assistant has stopped being entertaining.
Yeah, so tricks, there's only a few, but you definitely shouldn't try them.
That's all it is. It's me cuddling you. You make an effort for once. Look at you, sitting there expecting it all.
The hell? Like, watching this back, why did I always think Peter Andre was like an angel? Like, he seems like a little bit of a creep here. He just hugged her for like a couple of seconds, and when she was talking to the other guy, you had a little strop about it. What? Nostalgia has not favoured this man.
Have you ever heard of Kate before?
Oh, please don't go there, Pete.
What?
He hasn't heard of you and he hasn't heard of me.
I thought you said he... Oh,
I'm not sure. You look familiar, but I don't quite remember very well.
that's good.
He's on voicemail.
It's good he knows who you are. How do you feel now? How do you feel?
If this guy was like a young influencer today, I feel like I would have had about 3 or 4 videos done on this bloke. He was the 90s Bevo. That's who he is. That's who he reminds us of. Even the way that he used to speak to Katie Price's son, Harvey, like, it was a little off at times.
Yeah, Harvey, are you patronising me?
Sorry, Harvey Price was kind of just saying what we're all thinking at this point. Why are you saying to a child, are you patronising me? The child doesn't even know what that word means, man. Now, Katie Price and Peter Andre actually split up in 2009, and this was like at the height of Katie Price's fame. Around this point, it was estimated that she was worth £45 million, which is absolutely crazy for just kind of being like a reality star at this point. I just find it absolutely mental that somebody like her can be worth that amount of money for doing this sort of thing, like back then. Like now it makes a lot more sense because reality TV is so huge, but like back then it wasn't as big as what it is now, so imagine how much she would be earning now if she still had that height of fame. Like, how do you even spend £45 million? Could you even do that? Like, I don't feel like I could do that in like 2 lifetimes. However, later in this video we're going to discuss how Katie Price actually spent that to the last penny, which then led her to breaking the law. Now, after Katie Price and Peter Andre actually went their separate ways and had a divorce, this was kind of a little bit of a downward spiral for Katie Price. Some people highlighted this as the start of her downfall. A lot of the media seemed to turn against her, and all of the headlines about her were a lot more negative than they were before, apparently. I think this often happens in the UK when someone like rises to fame, people like love them and people are behind them, and then when they get to a point where they're kind of untouchable, the media starts to turn on them and make a lot more negative headlines. You see it time and time again. It still happens so often to this day. I'm not saying she's completely innocent at this point. Later in this video we are going to talk about some horrific things that she has done, but the way people treat Katie Price over the last 10 years is a little bit weird in my opinion for certain things. Like, she was on Loose Women and one of the co-hosts spoke to her like this.
My mum always said, don't lose your virginity till you're 16. And I remember after the E17 concerts when I lost my virginity on my 16th birthday. It was on the day of Dina Carroll and E17 were on.
Would it be fair to say that you made up for it in subsequent years?
Actually, no, I haven't that many. I can count on my hands-ish how many.
Like, you can tell that comment made her feel uncomfortable. Like, her co-host there's basically called that out for being like a, you know, a little bit of like a whore for no reason at all. Like, all she talked about was losing her at 16. Like, her saying she's made up for it insinuates that she just shags everyone and anyone, which some people probably think that she does, but if you don't know, it's just a weird comment. Like, I don't feel like she would have made that about somebody else who's done the same job as Katie Price. I'm not trying to make out that I'm defending her here. I just feel like people kind of dunk on her at any opportunity. Like, one really weird thing that people seem to revel in is taking the piss out of her appearance time and time again. Katie Price's 10k facelift looks uncomfortably tight as she grins outside Panto job. Like, what kind of a headline is that? What does it mean her skin looks uncomfortably tight? I've never heard that insult in me life. I've never looked at someone and went, God, their skin looks really tight, doesn't it? They're gonna have to size up next time. What does that even mean? Like, she doesn't have wrinkles? Like, yes, she's had filler and she's had work done, but it's just a really weird insult. And why do you even care? Like, why do you actually care what somebody else does to their own face? Like, it has no impact on your life. If they're not hurting you, does it really matter? Worried Katie Price fans say she is not recognisable and urge her to get help. I mean, she looks alright here. Does she not look fine? She looks like she's all dressed up, ready to go out. What do you mean, get help? Get help from who? Because she looks unrecognisable? Is she gonna go up in the street to someone and go, make me recognise her? What does it mean? I just find it really weird that people feel so comfortable, like, just commenting on her appearance when they don't even know her, just because she's, like, this celebrity that seems unattainable. Like, you wouldn't say this to somebody that you know.
Katie Price has confirmed to her fans and followers that she is now going ahead with the BBL procedure that she previously cancelled back in February.
Like, if you read the comments on this YouTube video about the work that she's had done to her face, it's honestly horrific. Her veneers are awful. Look at the mouth. The teeth are too big for it. That's lovely, Carol. What a mess. Karma. That's what happens when you mess with what you have been given. What does that even mean? She never needed any of this surgery. This should be a lesson to all young people. Leave what nature created alone. It's just interesting how people never look at it from the other side. Like, this is like kind of like a backhanded compliment. They're basically saying like she was pretty before. However, like someone like Katie Price has grew from being seen as like beautiful, people basically fancying her, women thinking that she's like really cool. A lot of her initial brand was based on her image, so when a lot of the newspapers are saying, oh, she's starting to look ugly, she's starting to look like this, she's going to take offense to that, and she feels like she needs to be at this unattainable standard that's been set for her. She didn't even set it for herself, so a lot of this work that she's getting done is probably because of other people's opinions, like the people commenting on this video. I imagine a lot of these people who are calling her disgusting now at one point probably said that she's starting to look unattractive before she had any work done. It seems like I'm a Katie Price simp. I genuinely have no feeling towards this woman. I just feel like sometimes she gets unneeded hate. She should get hate for a lot of the stuff she does, but when it comes to her appearance and stuff, it's not really anyone else's business. And one thing about this woman is I feel like she has been through an incredible amount of shite. Like, I've watched a couple of podcasts from her in preparation for this video, and some of the stuff she's been through is actually mental.
You know, I was held at gunpoint with Junior Princess in South Africa. Yeah. My mum being told she was dying. My German Shepherd got killed on my driveway. My horse got killed outside my house on the dual carriageway. Harvey had a kidnap threat. Then I caught my husband cheating again.
Well, that's not the best year, is it? I kind of feel terrible now, moaning about my own problems. I was moaning because me Greg's came cold. Right? Got a voice break and everything still affecting us. Imagine that. Just every single week a new thing. Bloody hell. And because of what she's been through and all of the pressure she's kind of had on her shoulders from being young, just like so many people commenting on her, I think it's turned her a little bit, I say a little bit, I think it's turned her incredibly kind of nutty. Like, she definitely acts out a lot now and has done some really bad things. In one of the podcast appearances I watched from her, she claims that she's been banned from driving multiple times.
No insurance company will insure me. They want 150 grand down and 8 grand a month.
How many times have you been banned from driving?
6.
Well, maybe it's that as well,
yeah,
then.
but that was
6? You've been banned from driving 6 times? You've nearly been banned from driving more than years I've actually been driving. Imagine being 50 years old and having a black box in your car because it's the cheapest thing that you can do. Bloody hell. I mean, that's an insult for people in the playground to say to our kids, your mum's got a black box. Kind of sounds weird, that, actually.
So I went to Enterprise to rent a car. I said, I want the biggest Jeep, nicest car that you've got. And they're like, yeah, we've got one. We've got a Nissan Jeep. I said, can I get it in black? And is it automatic? They went, yeah, we'll have a look. Have you got your driving licence? And I remember handing it over thinking, please, that's fine. I went, what? I can have the Nissan? They went, yeah. I went, oh my God, you are a lifesaver. And they're looking at me like, what? Like, probably never seen anyone so happy in their life. If anyone sees me in the black Nissan, please wave.
I love when people have been famous from such a young age that, like, you know, stuff that normal people do on a daily basis, they kind of like trivialize it. Is that a word? Like, kind of like, they almost like use it as like an ornament. Like, oh yeah, I'm driving a Nissan. What am I like? Honestly, I'm so quirky. Dropping the kids off at the pool in my Nissan Juke. What my like, honestly. Someone lock us up. Throw away the key, will you? Obviously, she's probably this way because she's had like supercar after supercar. She actually had this iconic Range Rover that later in this video, you're gonna see she actually had to sell. The government forced her to do it. Like, imagine just dotting about in that. Oh my lord. Like, with the reg plate saying Kiss. Bloody hell. I mean, I can't lie, that's kind of iconic. I think if somebody gave me that car, I'm driving that around. Imagine having a pink Range Rover, especially me, obviously, like, having massive biceps and stuff. That must be, that would be shocking, you know, me getting out the car. You'd be like, ooh, didn't expect that really handsome man with the unfortunate forward hairline to have that car. Life's full of surprises. I also don't really like how she makes her children's lives so public. Like, any little issue is normally out there for the world to see.
They said, why aren't you allowed to see your dad?
Reasons.
Yeah, it's not me. I'm not stopping you, am I? Tell them the truth. It's not me stopping you, is it?
No, it's technically our dad.
There you go.
Technically.
But who's put the stop? The police and who?
Social.
There you go. So I'm not getting the blame for that one.
Like, that shouldn't be made public. Like, I know she's probably trying to get a little bit of heat off her because people are probably kind of claiming that she's the issue here. But she shouldn't have her son in here to discuss this. Like, this is such a serious thing and this is going to have lifelong effects on him growing up. I just feel like it's not great to, like, kind of discuss these things in front of people you don't even know. Because this is hard enough for the son to deal with anyway, not being able to see his dad, but knowing everyone in the world now knows that he can't see his dad. How is he meant to, like, process that kind of trauma? It's just really deep and I don't like to see it. Moving on, the thing that makes children, obviously, is relationships. And Katie Price has had a hell of a lot of them. And all of them have been public ones, which you would think that she would kind of learn to not make them public anymore after they keep failing. She's been engaged 8 times and apparently in all of these relationships she's been cheated on. She actually did a TV show where she confronted one of her fiancés for cheating on her.
You're perfect in every way for me, but you keep fucking up.
Tell me what I can do to make everything better.
This is the thing. Keep your dick in your pants.
There you go then.
It's her issue for choosing these type of men, like we saw with Peter Andre, like how he would kind of speak to her, how this guy speaks to her, kind of like, you know, voiding himself of any responsibility for cheating. It's obviously her decision to choose these men, but you can see why her mind probably has been messed up so much because of these kind of toxic people she's been with. It's almost like she can't trust anybody in her life, and that's probably what sent her a little bit nutty over the years. Again, I'm not trying to sympathize with her here. Like, all I try and do on this channel is discover why people act the way they do. Like, I don't want to just on someone just for the sake of it. I just want to understand people. I'm just saying that in case anyone decides to say in the comments, oh, why is Com defend that? I'm not. Okay, I'm just trying to understand. Now, as of late, after dealing with all of these toxic relationships, Katie's actually in a new relationship with a bloke I believe appeared on Married at First Sight. And at this point, she's really trying to make a comeback and trying to reach the level of fame she once had. And she's trying to do this in multiple ways. And the reason I believe that she's got this motivation to become, like, hugely famous again is because she's recently been declared bankrupt for the 2nd time in her life. Katie Price has been declared bankrupt for a 2nd time over an unpaid tax bill of $761,000. What? How do you have a tax bill of that, love, and not pay it? Genuinely, if I was like 10 quid over me tax bill, I'd be stressing out. I'd not leave the house for days until it was sorted. What do you mean, 761,000? Were you not putting any money away, love? Were you not taxing yourself? This makes no sense. And one of the wildest things I found out of how she was going to pay for this unpaid tax bill is she started an OF account. Oh, another fallen soldier. Not Katie Price. Not the pricey. There's a really weird deal she's got here where it says Katie Price was ordered to forfeit 40% of her income from the adult entertainment website OF for the next 3 years as part of a separate dispute over unpaid debts. That's like a contract. That's like really odd. Like, don't I'm sure OF take like do they take like a 10 or 20% stake themselves? So she's actually getting like hardly any money from taking these photos, which that's going to be a very low moment. The only reason people do it is for the money. She's not even doing it for that. She's just doing it for the love of the game at this point. When I did some research to try and find out if it was actually successful, her OF account, because I just never even heard heard that she had one. She just has so much going on. Stuff like this kind of goes under the radar with Katie Price. And it says here that she's actually raking in £50,000 a month from it. I do find it interesting that she is making that much money. Like, that is a hell of a lot of people that are paying for this monthly, and I guarantee a lot of these people that are paying for her OF account are the people that are in her comments calling her ugly a lot of the time, because that's just how it works a lot of the time with this sort of thing. She's also done various other methods she's done to bring a little bit of money in. It's like I mentioned earlier in this video, selling her iconic Range Rover. It says here that she bought it for £140,000 and is now selling it for £5,000. Like, who is advising her on these purchases? I don't know if it's because she's just had so much money that she doesn't even care about like depreciation or the price tags of things, and now it's just caught up to her. Like, she's kind of paying for it. It's a little bit of like karma. But that is just a horrific deal. I can't believe she would actually do this. One of her funniest money-making methods I've seen lately on TikTok is she's been videoed singing at Butlins. Can you imagine going to Butlins and going to the evening entertainment and just expecting to see, like, you know, karaoke, and then Katie Price is singing Heaven? You'd be like, okay then, getting me money worth this weekend. Love to see it. Sing Mysterious Girl, Katie. Go on, do it. You take requests, love. Is she wearing a dress with pictures of herself on it? Kind of iconic. How's she affording that? I thought she had a huge tax bill. She's getting personalised dresses now, is she? I don't know if I have sympathy for her here. I mean, she seems to be enjoying herself and she'll be getting paid for this. I imagine a good figure. So I guess there's nothing to really feel sorry for. It's just the height of where she was. She was once at a point where Kim Kardashian was fangirling over her. And now she's just singing at Butlins. I mean, I'm not trying to say she's, you know, hit rock bottom, because she's still on stage. She's doing really well. But I don't think this was in like a 5 or 10 year vision, is what I'm trying to say. I want a refund, and I wasn't even there. She actually has also performed in pantomimes as well. What is going on? What is going on here? What are these random side quests she's doing? Is this to like prove that she actually is bankrupt? Is she doing a 50 Cent and performing in the tiny clubs? I need to know. Like, this is such a career change here. It's the tax man, Katie. He's behind you. No, he's not. No, really, he is. He wants 750 grand, love. He's behind you right now. Check your back. Oh, she's got Harvey on stage. Go on, son. Other side quests, or you could say controversial ways that she's decided to try and make money, is she allegedly went to Dubai and, you know, people believed themselves on her. Allegedly. Okay, allegedly. But I've seen the photo, but I'm still saying allegedly. I'm not going to show the photo, obviously, for obvious reasons. I don't want to put anyone off the tee for the next week. But somebody did quote the tweet saying 1.2 thousand bookmarks for a photo of Katie Price with a shit on her chest. Vile. Now, this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. The same people that will be insulting her, not all of them, but a few of them will be the people that are bookmarking stuff like this. It's just so odd. Some people will just be bookmarking it to show to their friends, unfortunately. Now, I did mention previously in this video, Katie Price has said that every single relationship she's been in, she's been cheated on. And one thing I do find hilarious is a lot of the men that she's been with often do loads of podcast appearances talking about a relationship with her. And this makes me think she just goes for the wrong type of guy who kind of wants to be famous.
The only thing I'll say about Kate, yeah, is she does not lose sleep over nothing. Yeah, and it's almost admirable how nothing affects her. Like, she would be at home and like a bailiff would turn up and hand her a bill for, I think one time I went down to the bailiff and she hadn't paid tax, 680 grand, 700 grand, something like that. And she'll sleep sound like a baby. She does not care about nothing, and that is exactly why, yeah, true. She'll go, like, she'll have a court date and just go to Turkey, and then she'll have an arrest warrant put out, and she'll just extend her trip in Turkey.
That is absolutely mental. Like, this woman, it's almost like she just feels like she's, like, above the law. I don't know if it's because of how she's been kind of put on a pedestal because of her fame, or because she's earned so much money, but she just thinks that she's, like, that nobody can touch her. And that's a really scary place to be at, and I feel like this is kind of what has caused her downfall in a way, because she's felt untouchable, and she's felt like everything she touches is like perfect, and now when she started to fall off, she's realised, oh, actually, I actually do need to care about this sort of stuff. And it's just interesting how Katie Price still just drives this much attention. Like, her exes coming out on podcasts talking about her gets hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. Like, people are still just intrigued to, like, learn about her in a weird way. And I don't really have any opinion on Katie Price. I'm not really a fan of her. I just kind of wanted to discuss how somebody who was once one of the most famous people in the country is kind of, like, having a weird downfall and trying to become that level of fame again. I just find it really interesting, and if there's anyone in the UK or anyone in the world really that you'd like me to do this kind of like documentary style video on, let me know in the comments, because I actually really enjoyed this. Like, I have no emotional connection to these people, so it kind of just makes it interesting. Let me know your opinion on this video if you enjoyed it, if you didn't, and donut if you want to watch another video from me. Watch this one right here, okay? I'm a fan of it, and so should you be, right? Go and watch it, and then you will be. Oh, okay, that's a good call to action. See you later.
Kirkham, baby.